Hello, everyone. I'm the okayest bassist, and I'm sorry that I'm late. I had things planned. I was gonna do stuff on time, and then I didn't. So I'm sorry. But I'm here. What the heck is that? Oh, it's the curtain. I was confused as to what that was. Uh, ooh, I don't like those lights. Just a second. Well, slightly better. Let's see about this. Oh, that's too much. That's better. Okay, so hopefully the audio and everything else is working. Light's a little bit better. Turn that slightly. That's a little better. Okay, so sorry for all that. Again, hello, I'm the okayest bassist. I'm also a terrible streamer person. Thank you, Dino Dan. It's actually a different room. My awesome wife went through, and we used to have this was where our bedroom was basically. This is like a small office space. I think it's like 9 foot by 14. So we just had a couple of like shelves and our bed and our nightstands. And we had talked about the difficulties that I've had with getting recordings in, especially since the recording room was the room right over there, and it was right next to the room with the television. So we had talked about it, and I came home one day and she had moved everything out of this room and into what was the music slash fitness room, had her fitness stuff in it. So now under my desk piano is a whole bunch of her stuff for storage because I don't need under there. But then the basses all go around that side. I've attached my boom mic to the wall so that it can just swing out for recordings, which I did a short that was me doing the new mic setup with it out of frame. And my brother in law, the one who designed the new logo, which should already be showing on the YouTube channel, he does multimedia. That's his job. And he gave me a few tips and pointers. So I ended up moving it back where it can be seen, but it gets better audio. Also found an app. What is it called? I don't remember. I found an audio editing app, and I messaged the people who make it. It has like AI noise suppression, so that while I'm recording, if the kids or dogs or anything make noise, it should pull that out. So I reached out to them because they do a $3 a month, $20 a year, or $40 permanent subscription stuff. And I reached out to them, and they basically just gave me free access to it, and they want me to do like beta testing. So I'll end up probably way later on, once I've learned how to use the thing, do a video on that. But this is still how it was. One change, I was using an Anchor brand 1080p webcam. That's what I was using before when it was the Starry Night shower curtain as my background. Now I'm just using the camera on the iPad. Since I got this ring light over here, you can see the reflection of it. There you go. Now that I got this ring light for the lighting, this one works really well. I think it was a week before. It was when I was sick, so I don't remember when it was. But there's the regular front camera, which like zooms in a bunch, but I could angle it differently, and then swing it to look at the basses. The beautiful basses, way more than me. However that would go. About like that. I could do that. But the front camera ultra wide works pretty well. I don't think there's anything I can do like to change the zoom. I wish I could. I wish I could crop it so that, ooh, don't get the light in there. There'll be a lighting problem. I wish I could kind of use this angle but choose the cropping. That would be cool. And that might be a possibility. I just don't know. But yeah, for tonight, there is no, like, we don't have an instructor. So I don't have a specific, like, topic to go over. So what I thought I would do is there have been, like, I updated the logo. My brother-in-law made that. He was watching the channel and he'd said that I should have a logo. There is a new intro and outro that have been recorded, and I've started putting them in videos. I think those go live. It might be this Wednesday. I ended up downloading all of the videos I'd already uploaded. Ran the AI noise suppression through them just on a basic set, minus where there was music playing. Because there are videos with music coming. But I pulled all of the audio, cut the old intro, outro, and then added the new ones. And then it's set, and they should all, I think it starts this Wednesday. Should start with the next video. So that's something to look forward to. I figure I will just use this particular video to kind of give a channel update. So if you're here for a lesson set, I will have a couple of little tips, but I'll start it with a channel update. Anyone who watches these live streams, you may end up catching glimpses of, instruments that have yet to be uploaded for unboxes and reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. This one right here, I just opened today. One thing for the channel, I've been told I'm a bit extra by others who do YouTube. And I do have a lot of videos already set and in queue. So I don't want to spoil too much, but the format, if anyone's caught on, the format for releases is more or less you have unboxing of bass A. The next week is a review of bass B. Then there's a non-unboxing review video. And then the pattern starts over with the unboxing, then at that point of what would be bass C, and then the review of bass A that we had already unboxed a month before. I want to make sure I give myself at least those 3 weeks with an instrument so that I can actually try it out, not just open it, play it for a bit, swap the strings to what I like, make sure it's set up, play it for a few more days, and then the next week try to record that video. I want to have longer with the instruments so that I can give them, so that they're not still shiny and new as I'm reviewing them. I want to be able to see, okay, hey, there was this. I didn't notice that. And you'll notice that more once you've played instruments longer. And then you'll start to find the flaws too. So that's what I've been doing. I currently have enough videos uploaded. And then I recorded, I think, 6 or 7 today. Yeah, I recorded 6 today, being review videos of stuff that I've had well over a month. Because I had 3 come in one day when I was sick. Well, they came in while I was sick, and I did the unboxings while I was still sick because I didn't want to risk there being a problem from shipping and then UPS, FedEx, or whomever being like, well, you've had the thing for a week. What do you mean you're just telling us now? So, again, without giving away too awful much, I currently have videos slotted, not continuously, like there are still others I have to get and do and record, but there are videos to be edited and uploaded all the way through September. As far as what is uploaded, except for one video set, I have everything up through like June. So if you're wanting and expecting content, it'll be there. What's up, Bully? You can jump in here if you really want to. I will. I just realized I'm dumb and forgot to send the link to all of my friends. I should probably do that. It's going to be real hard for someone to jump in. One of these days, Bully will teach me how to be a real YouTuber. I just pretend. I just play one on YouTube right now. Hey, there we go. There's a link if anyone in the group wants to jump in. If I don't come up with an actual topic, I'll probably cut it short today. But anyway, so channel update. There are videos. They've already been uploaded. Those go through about June. As far as what's been recorded, either today, definitely by Wednesday, I'll have all of the ones I've recorded edited, and then those will be slotted in. Those go up through mid-September. And then I know 3 basses, 1 that's here, 2 that will be shipped, a third that's supposed to be shipped, and then a couple that are just on order waiting for them to come. And those will round out the basses for the year. And then there is going to be more playing. People keep asking for it. I tell you I'm okay, not good, but people ask. So I do have a couple of songs that I plan to figure out how to play them, record something to make the recording somewhat nice. Like it's not going to be anything fancy or professional unless I can get my brother-in-law to do it for me, give him a couple bucks to make it look really good. Otherwise, it's just going to be me who does it, so it won't look that great at all. But playing will be there. It'll be part of that third part of the setup of the unbox review miscellaneous. It'll be one of the miscellaneous things. But that's about the channel updates. Again, new intro, outro, logo. Those were all put together and done. I would have done it on here, but my wife literally reminded me 1 minute till the hour that, hey, it's almost 5. So I don't know what happened with the rest of the day. Probably the basses that I opened and then started playing. But hey, what do you know? So that is the channel update. As far as stuff to talk about of a lesson, I don't have, again, anything specifically set aside, but what I can say are a couple of things I've learned just while setting up this studio. One, acoustic treatments are valuable, not necessarily required. The other room was much bigger, but I had everything kind of squished into one corner, so that I had a lot of space around me that wasn't going to reverberate. In here, it's small, and I have a lot of things throughout the room to chop it up. I have like curtains on the wall to help break up the sound. If you need acoustic treatment on the cheap, now obviously Nate Navarro just released a video on this. That's why it's in my head, where he's using from a company that does like sheep wool sound panels that you can buy that are like semi-rigid. They're pretty cool. They're very cheap compared to what I've seen for fiberglass, and of course they're wool, so they're not dangerous like fiberglass can be. Like if you got a kid who's going to chew on something, wool's not going to hurt them, whereas fiberglass probably will. However, another thing you can do that's cheap is if you get like a thick blanket, like the fuzzy soft blankets, you could hang curtain rods or even just screw some blocks of wood to the wall. If you want to go super cheap and you don't care about how anything looks, you just need an acoustic treatment on the cheap, you can put a few inches out from the wall, get some fuzzy blankets and hang those. Those will help a lot, and they're not going to be super expensive. I haven't had to do that in here because I already have like this curtain that you can see, and then there's one just on the other side of the iPad and monitor because, of course, that's another window. And then the bases themselves kind of help because it stops the sound from hitting a flat wall and bouncing straight back. It has to go around the bases. So those are things you can do. My ceiling's an ugly, horrible popcorn ceiling. I hate it. I hate textured ceilings. I wish it was just flat. You really can't tell in the video, but that'll help a little bit. So acoustic treatments are stuff you can very much need to look into if you're going to try to do acoustic recording. I mean, obviously this is a microphone. It's catching the acoustics of me talking, but I also have a pop filter. I have, a foam dead cat. My other microphone doesn't have those. I need to find a dead cat for that microphone, and I keep forgetting. So hopefully I remember later. But either way, acoustic treatments can really help if you're going to be recording. Like if you were going to get a microphone to record off of an amp rather than just doing a DI, which a DI is super clean and sound. I mean, I don't even use amp sims or anything. I just go straight DI to the Focusrite whenever I'm recording. So there is that. But acoustic treatment is a good thing you can do if you're going to do a lot of vocals. Now you can get microphones that have like noise canceling and all that, but a good acoustic treatment helps. Lighting, very important. This ring light, like we saw earlier while I was still trying to set up because I'm dumb, this ring light helps a lot with getting light on me while not washing me out. Now, I have another one that my wife gave me. Oh, gosh. This one I like because it came with the tripod, but it has 4 simple buttons. The buttons are on and off, which, of course, I'm not going to use because I can't turn it back on after. It has this little recycle button. That changes the tone of the light. So right here, I look like I actually have tone to my skin. Here, that's about how pale I really am. I should probably leave it there. I like here. Makes it look like I have a natural, somewhat, it looks like I can go in the sun. And then it has a minus where I can turn it down. That actually looks a lot better. Or I can go all the way up here and just bleach everything out. To me, that looks good. I think that's where it was. That looks good. Why not? Throw that back away. So, a few things like that. Those are things I can give that I've learned from doing this room. Another thing, like if you were going to do a studio setup like this, I would recommend finding out anything you can do to keep stuff off the floor. I'm still trying to figure out more ways to keep stuff off the floor. This microphone here was on this is actually a tripod boom mic stand. I just took the legs off of it and then took this board that you can see right here. That's 2 1x6s. I actually just ran screws at an angle with washers through it to hold to that board, and that board is mounted straight to a stud. I did that because that tripod was taking up space on the floor, and if I did an unboxing, the room's, again, about 9 foot wide, so if I try to throw something the size of a box that can hold a base to the side, it was hitting that tripod. Of course, that's going to go through the tripod up to the mic and make a loud noise. It's also possibly going to move the mic. Gave less space on the floor for the box. Another thing, this light I use right now, I also use for the recordings, but it comes with its own tripod. But again, that tripod takes up an amount of space. And by the time it's extended so that the light's coming from above me, because it was where I was recording it like this, and I was looking at the tripod, and then I had the rings on my glasses, and someone was like, hey, if you put that up into the side, you'll still get light. You might even get a little contrast. Like right now it's causing a shadow because of this. You'll get a little bit of contrast. That'll look good. So I was like, cool, I'll do that. So I have that, but that's another thing on the floor. And then my phone that I use my iPhone for the recording of videos. It's on a tripod. And then if I do an unboxing, I have another iPhone up on a high tripod to record the unboxing. So as it is right now, when I do a recording, I end up losing more than half of the square footage to walk in the room because I have all of those things set up to hold stuff. When am I going to start playing Carolina? If you mean tonight, probably not. If you mean on the channel, I mentioned earlier, that is coming. I do have some comparative audio clips coming. I did the one where I played, which was the wireless transmitter comparison video. But I do have videos coming where I've already recorded a string of licks and then have those between multiple basses so that you can hear. Of course, I do it my way. I just do the way I have it set up, set it and forget it. So it's going to be passive. It's going to be probably both pickups blended unless I like one pickup better than the other. And it's going to be, that's pretty much it. Either the tone on or off as I like it, and just all of that. So that's when I'm going to start playing. Are you going to see me play? Not with the comparison ones between basses. I Everyone and their brother who does the videos does a set of, here's the thing, here's what I think of it, here's me playing it, here's my thoughts kind of thing, like a pretty standard. I will have the playing done as comparison between basses so that you can hear on, again, passive with a tone set. They're going to be very similar. I would say I'm sorry for that, but I'm not. It's my taste of how I like to set my bass. Whenever I watch someone else's videos who does a review, they seem to go through like any and every option that the bass could have. And honestly, when I'm watching those and they start doing that, I usually skip ahead because how a bass sounds to me and what settings I'm going to put it on aren't going to necessarily be the ones that they've done. And yes, hearing their settings may inspire me to do a certain setting, but it's also me. So I'm not messing with an EQ anyway. So it is what it is. You've got time, you can play good vibes. I have the time. I bet I can't play good vibes because I don't know that. Now, I could look it up. And that's another thing for Carolina and for, my wife over there who's telling me things to do. The biggest thing for playing is I do have 2 videos that I'm going to do. And it's going to be I don't know how long they're going to be. Just depends. But what I'm going to do is I've already picked the songs, and they're songs that I know, like I've heard, but I've never played them. And I'm going to try to learn one song straight from tabs. I'm going to record it with timestamps so that if it gets too long, I can chop it up to show progress. But I'm going to do one of, hey, here's this song. I'm going to learn it with tabs. And then I'm going to do another video that's me trying to learn a song by ear, which is not going to be easy because my ears are terrible. But yeah, you're sure Bully showed me a few things at NAMM. Bully did. And the thing Bully showed me was he stood there and he stared at me. And while I was playing, he poked my hand with his finger and wouldn't let me move my hand while I was trying to do slap. And then he just kind of stood there looming, holding my hand in place, saying, "You're moving your hand too much. Stop it. Just do it that way. Just do it there. Don't move your hand. Just move your hand back and forth. You don't have to move it away from the strings." So that went for about 5-10 minutes. And as irritated as I was at the time of, I'm not trying to learn right now. I just want to play this bass because it was a cool bass. I don't even remember which one it was. I think it was the close bass, actually. I really did learn quite a bit while Bully poked at my hand. So now anytime I'm practicing slap, I instinctively feel a gigantic finger just going, stop moving. Bully's voice isn't that low, but that's what I imagine. I imagine Bully is Darth Vader. Not that he's James Earl Jones, but that's what I imagine. Yeah, you guys just talk there. I'll keep talking to everybody, and everybody being 4 people, one of whom is my wife. So double viewership. She's over there waving at me with her feet because she's upside down in a swing because she's a vampire. Anyway, I'm the vampire, not her. It looks great. I really like it. the wall, I didn't pick this color. I'd said if I picked a color, I didn't think I could because I would really want it just to be black. But then half the bases wouldn't really show up on a black wall unless it had like high sheen. Yeah. Well, we still have a bedroom and she still has all of her exercise stuff. It's just on the other side of a curtain and a wall. But yeah, I mean, it was super cool. I appreciated it. She doesn't like change and she made a big change. So I got a good one. She lets me buy all the bases that I want to. So y'all can lament your jealousy in the comments if you want. But yeah, I get to if I we just get a bass box that shows up. She'll go, "Oh, hey, another bass showed up. I put it in your room." But so yes, playing will be coming to the channel. Much to my dismay, that some of that playing will be seen. Like you'll see me play. I've done everything I can to not have me be on camera while playing. I don't mind talking to people and I don't care if people see me play. I just don't think that it's entertaining to watch me sit here and play. Also, I don't do multiple takes unless something bad happens. Like if I'm in the middle of recording, my 4-year-old runs into the room screaming that he has to go potty. I'll cut that out of the video and I'll do a retake or start from where right before where that happened and then go on from there. But I'm not gonna do 7 takes of me trying to play a song and then put it together where no. When I play, if I make a mistake, it's going to be a mistake and I'm probably just going to move on from it. Unless it's like right at the beginning, then I'll just start over. But yeah, I do have the 2 songs I want to learn to compare time frames. They're similar, I would say, in difficulty. So to see how I do not chat, tabs versus trying to learn by ear. And then there will be some videos that I'll put out. Like I said, I do have full songs. I want to try and do full songs like covers. I've figured out one already, and that's the weird thing. Like I can't learn. I have a hard time learning a song by ear if it's with that song. What I mean by that. One time Bully was doing a live. He was just doing it from his phone. I made the joke of he should play the funky music White Boy. And he had a bass and he goes, "Oh, never played that before." And in like half a second, he figured out how to play it and made me mad because I can't do that. But I can't listen to a song and then go, "Oh, I know what they're playing." For like the bass line, I have a hard time picking out the bass line. And even if I can pick it out, I have a really difficult time figuring out what those notes are in succession. But if it's something like the melody, like the part someone's singing or the actual melody that you can easily hear, I can sit down and figure out that song. Now, whether it's in the right key is a suspect, although I've found a few tricks for that, like getting on the phone, I have an app that can be used as a tuner. And if I'll sing the note that it starts on, it'll tell me the first note, and then from there I can figure it out. So some songs I am going to do, I'm going to try and do multi-line, like the song on bass, and then try to, like for the melody, and then try to do, like figure out a actual bass line for it and put that in. I don't know if I'm going to go the whole Charles Bertu thing of like sliding a tea packet across an instrument to make like a shaker sound and thump against an acoustic bass to make a drum sound. I'm not going into all that mixing kind of stuff. If I take my microphone and thump it in time to be a drum, that might be about the most of it. But yes, I will start doing playing. People keep asking. So maybe once every 3 to 6 weeks, you'll end up seeing me playing. So for better or worse. Used to be able to do that. Since I haven't played in a while, it's very difficult now. My son, however, is great at it. Well, see, and that's something interesting to me. Like, it's so it makes perfect sense that like I used to have this skill but I didn't exercise that skill, so I've lost the skill. Like that makes all the sense in the world. But on that same note, it's really interesting when you think I used to be able to hear the notes in a song and then be able to play it, but since I haven't done it, I can't do it. That just seems to me it seems like that's more of a gift talent thing than like a practice thing. I mean, I know people learn to play by ear, some people learn to pick up songs by like Bully the whole time at Bass House that someone would be playing, you'd see him go, got it. And then that was him deciding he liked a thing. He wanted to learn a thing, and he'd stare at someone's hands, and then he'd know how to play it, which is unfair. Throwing that out there. But it's just that seems more of a talent thing than a learned thing to me. So I find it, again, it makes all the sense in the world that I used to do this, and then I stopped, and now I can't. But it just seems interesting to me. And then your son, however, is great at it, but no longer has interest in bass. I mean, we the story of the prodigal son. One day he will return, and then you can rejoice and bring him back into the world of bass. So that'll be okay. Did you ever find your ultra wide 5 string or your 6 string convert to a five, Carolina? I know you were talking about that many moons ago. Yeah, only able to play by ear. Tab was your downfall. See, I am self taught. I don't like that term because though I never had like a teacher, I never had anyone who was like, okay, here's how you play this. At least not anywhere in the formative time. And I started on guitar. So I was literally by one of the guys who worked for my mom. He gave me an acoustic guitar and was like, here, this is mine, borrow it, learn how to play it if you want. So I did. And then I did that, and I literally just went online and Googled anything I could try to find. And this was, years ago when like Ask Jeeves was still an option. So it would be Ask Jeeves, Google, whatever I used, I don't remember. And it'd be like how to play guitar, and then finding that thing and trying to be like, okay, ended up, of course, finally figuring out the first thing people do is learn chords. So I learned the chords, did them wrong for a long time, finally figured out how to do them. And then it just moved up from there. So all of the stuff I had was like, here's a chord, learned that, then turned into like, oh, hey, I can learn tabs. So then I started learning with tabs. So like I can't say I never learned by ear. Like again, I could put songs together by ear if it was the melody, like the part of the songs that I knew. I could figure that out on my own. Again, whether it's in the right key, I don't know. But it was definitely a thing while trying to learn. But I can't say tabs were my downfall because it was the original way I learned how to do any song was just look up the tabs. I started then finding out that all tabs are not created equal. Like you just, what are the tabs for this song? And then you might start playing it and be like, that doesn't. You play it with the recording, and you're like, that doesn't sound right. That part seems weird. And then you find out, oh no, that's because someone just made up the tabs on their own, and that's what they thought sounded good, and then it might be completely wrong. So, whatever. What else we got going over there? Yeah, Slaughter the Calf, my boy's back. Absolutely. And we gonna have you cook them up, Dino. Kind of lost interest. Have a lot going. I'm trying to get content for my channel and finish my truck. Okay. I mean, hey, I'm happy you're putting stuff on a channel. It's always good. It's always good to see one of my friends says, hey, guess what? This person uploaded a video. And then I typically watch them, at least typically that day. If not, right as soon as I see it. Dino saying hi. In my opinion, if you start with ran, it will make it with tab. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things Floof is going to come on at some point and do as a lesson set, because you've got people who can sight play, like, I mean, it's most common with like piano and stuff, but or orchestral. You've got the people who can look at the sheet music and they know, okay, these are the notes I got to play. Classic guitar would be an example. They have sheet music. If they don't memorize the whole song in the first place, they've got sheet music. They know what they can. They know what to play by looking at it. Then you've got the people who can do that with tabs, and then you've got the people who just memorize all their stuff and do that, which I fall into that last camp if it's a full song that has notes. Like, I cannot play by sight unless it's like at church. I play the root, or when I'm on rhythm I play the chord, and I do that by sight because that's all there is. This is the chord. It's played at this time. I don't do anything like a strumming pattern for the guitar. I don't do that. And of course, I don't have like you're playing with the drummer if you're on bass. So I don't do anything like that. But I do play by sight if it's a chord. Now, if it's individual notes, no, I just have to memorize whatever we're playing. And that's how I've always done it. Like, some songs I still remember that I learned when I first started. I remember the chord progression because it was easier for me just to remember the next step rather than try to read it and play it at the same time. But yeah, I think if you start out, I think most people probably start out the chord tab progression. Like, if they just started out on bass, I think they usually start out with tabs, and that's because you're seeing each note one by one. Floof is supposed to come on at some point and teach us about like the benefits of sheet music, the benefits of tabs, and learning a song by ear, to give us like a professional grade compare and contrast from someone who's book learned, gone to university, to be like, okay, here's how this one like scientifically helps you, blah blah blah. So looking forward to it. That'll be fun. Let's see. Have you heard of Kiesel bass guitars? Yes, I have heard of Kiesel. They have a really interesting video of like their factory tour. I know they have a couple of newer models. I've always been a fan of their Zeus model. It's almost, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a single cut metal telly, and they usually come headless, and you can get them multi-scale. Kiesels, from everything I've seen, they are not cheap. They're not like ridiculous in price. I know you can make them that way, but like, you can get a pretty basic one for a pretty decent price. I like their online builder where you can go on and say, here's the finish I want, here's the wood I want. And of course, I mean, it's basic. It's not going to be a, hey, we actually built one of every single kind of bass. Here's that picture of it. But it's a nice generator like example shower of, hey, this thing should look like this. I like it. I've gone on there a few times to do stuff. It's just the price on their stuff for my perceived value. What I mean by that is like, hey, I could order this exact bass, but this price tag versus what this lignum cost me right here. Nah. If you're wanting to get a custom bass, I heavily recommend reaching out to Lignum Art out of Croatia. Super affordable for a boutique handmade. Well, handmade. They use a CNC to carve the most of it, but then they hand do everything else. I can't talk Lignum up enough. I've actually talked to the owner quite a lot. That he says hopefully between 2 and 4 years from now he wants to be at NAMM selling stuff, and I might be there helping. So that'd be fun. I told him I'll bring the stuff I buy from him so it can be there and people can look at it and see what weird stuff I've designed that they might want. Bully said he wants one just like this, but in gray, so he can do it for some sport thing. I don't think it was football. I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, for the price, it's super hard to beat one of them. And I think this one here is like the 33rd instrument that they've made. So it's not like they're cranking them out all the time. He typically has somewhere between a 2 and 6 month turnaround time, depending on like if it's a model he's made before where he's just got to glue everything, wait for the glue to cure and carve it and then finish it, or if it's like in my case where everything's being custom designed. Those of course take quite a bit longer. But yeah, Kiesel's generator is pretty cool. But again, if you're looking for something a bit more custom and might actually be a decent bit cheaper, I don't know Kiesel's turnaround times, but it might be a similar turnaround time. Definitely check out Lignum. Uh, Try not to overcomplicate and try to figure the pattern. Yeah, I mean, I play rhythm acoustic 2 or 3 times a month for the church. We do 6 songs a week. So, I mean, I've done that for, God, I don't even know how long. Uh, it could be almost 20 years that I've been playing guitar or bass. Bass is a lot less because I started bass while I was playing at the church because they asked me to. I've told that story plenty of times. Um, but I've been playing at the church. I've probably been playing at the church at least 10, maybe 15 years now. So yeah, I mean that was a big difference. I will say that over anything else. If there's any single piece of information I can give a brand new player, it would be off the top of my head right now, which there's not much left on the top of my head. Some snow lately, but that's about it. If there was one piece of advice I could give a new player, it's play with other people. Like, don't just, if all you want to do is sit in your room and be a guitar hero with a track, cool, do it. Do what makes you happy. That's the biggest lesson of anything. Do what makes you happy as long as it doesn't negatively impact anything or anyone else. But as far as just the playing side, play with someone. If there's a person you can play with, playing with just one person still makes a world of difference versus playing with a recording or just playing by yourself. If you can play with a band though, like I'm not even saying touring, gigging. I'm not even saying playing at church. I'm not saying playing for anyone, anywhere. If I could give one bit of advice, it would be play with other people when possible, even if it's just for fun with no real expectation, because playing with people will make you play differently. Well, there was someone who was in the background waiting to jump in, and I was just about to add them, and now they're gone. So I will see if they come back. Hmm. Hmm. If you're still there, mysterious stranger in the background, feel free to jump back in. I think the person was using their phone, so I don't know. Okay. Now that person's there, I'm going to try and add them back in. I wish I had Sono Jono for the, soundboard. Poof.
What's going on?
A wild
I
Alan
don't know if you
Brown.
can hear me or not. I can't hear you. So
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. You broke it.
Yeah. Let me go to an isolated place. I'm gonna log back in a second. Okay.
Oh, hey, these working now? Awesome! These weren't working on Restream. I guess the iPad. Oh, the iPad finally kicked in on this. Lasers. Where's my lasers? Lasers! Lasers. Lasers? Lasers. Lasers? Yeah! Awesome. I love this. This is amazing. This makes me very happy now. Anyway, so I guess Bully's going to come back, so that's cool. But no, like, if you can play with other people, again, even if it's like, if you're like me and you're not that good, if you can go to someone who has a band and if they'll let you jump in to play a song with them just while they're practicing, rehearsals, whatever, it will open your eyes to a lot of things. Another one, less important, but really cool. Try other instruments. Like, and I'm not saying like if you're a guitarist you can just be a bassist. I'm not saying if you're a bassist you can just be a guitarist. Keyboards, whatever. Having come from guitar, and at the church there have been some songs that have like specific licks that have to be played, like the song Glorious has a little interlude thing that I've had to play before. We've had a few songs that have like a chuggy rhythm thing behind them that you just can't pull off typically on an acoustic guitar. So I've learned and played those, and then rhythm acoustic at the church all the time. When I started playing bass, it made my guitar playing better because, I guess for lack of better terms, I started learning more about notes themselves. Best example I can give is I would actively refuse to play flats or sharp chords. I've never been able to pull off a bar chord that sounded anything near good. So if we were playing a song that was in B flat, well, I would capo it. But if that song had notes that weren't able to be transposed to easy chords, I'd Milli Vanilli that chord. We have a song that was written by a guy at our church, and it has at one point where it has just a half step chord progression for each verse. It has like the first one's B flat, then it goes to B, then it goes to C. So unless I'm moving the capo every single time, I had at least one verse and chorus worth where I had all notes that I would Milli Vanilli. So I had to play something. So I tried figuring out the whole move the capo thing. But since I started playing bass and learning where individual notes were on the fretboard, then I started being able to corroborate that over and correlate that to the. I was able to correlate that over to power chords. So a simple 1-3-3 power chord, like if you've ever heard the song "Rock You Like a Hurricane," it's a power chord that they use the entire time. "Eye of the Tiger," same thing for the guitar part. So learning to play the bass and learning like, okay, on the E string, the third fret is a G. Now, because of learning to play bass, when I'm at church, if we have a song that has like a random B flat that comes in, well, I know where to move that power chord so that my first finger is on a B flat, and then I have the two corresponding notes after, and I can have a chord that's the right chord, maybe not the correct exact chord, like it might not be a B flat 7, but I can at least throw something in there so that I'm playing a note and filling it in, whereas before I wouldn't. So if you learn other instruments, you'll learn something that will help you with the instrument you've already played. So there's another tip. Here's Bully, master of many instruments.
I appreciate you saying that, but that's not true. But hey, how y'all doing?
It's funny, I heard you way better when you were just on your phone, so I don't know if your gain's down or if your mic's off or what, because you
Yeah, I
sound...
try not to.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I had it
Yeah,
down for
we
whatever
found you
reason.
now.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
happening?
No, I'm just doing this.
You were explaining power chords or something. How we get
No,
here?
I since there wasn't a topic for tonight, I was just trying to think of anything like stuff that I've learned, and one thing that I'd said was if all you ever want to do is play to, a track in your, you just want to play along to YouTube videos, then cool, do it. Whatever's going to make you
Yeah.
happy, do it. But
Hmm.
if you can play with other people, whether it's just one person or if you can sit in with a band at some point, it's going to teach you things about your playing you didn't know, and you
Yeah.
may get tips and tricks. Like at church, when I first started playing at church, son of a gun, every 16th note needed a note. You are on an acoustic guitar playing whatever. You are playing Amazing Grace. You do not need to play 48 notes in a second. So I get told that. Okay. Yeah, don't play that fast. Okay, cool. Because I'd only been playing for a few years when they asked me to come up and play. So I learned a lot in like the first 2 weeks.
Okay,
But
wait. So let's take a beat here. So Amazing Grace isn't probably the song, but you just kind of took an example and then said you were overplaying. Is that what you're
oh
saying?
yeah, oh yeah.
For acoustic bass specifically, it's
No,
very much
this is guitar.
acoustic guitar,
Yeah.
or just like regular guitar, like
Well, it was
electric
acoustic.
guitar or acoustic.
Acoustic.
Okay, so like I feel like you wouldn't be doing this if you're playing acoustic guitar. So
I was.
it's interesting that you decided to take that route. I would think it would go with the beat. So,
Well, no,
bing,
like
bidding,
I was
bidding,
just trying to
bidding,
play as
bidding.
much as playing could be.
Oh, so you
So
came into it. Yeah, you was
I I
all
was
right.
I was loaded for bear.
Hey,
Yeah.
you live and you learn.
And then I learned. I learned real fast when the drummer stopped playing the song and goes, "Stop. You should be playing when I'm hitting this," and then points at like one of the drums. I don't know which one it was. He was like, "When I hit this, that's when you should be going
Was this
this."
a practice or this was actual church?
It was the practice at church,
Okay, good.
like
Because
before
you don't want
before
to,
the service.
yeah, you don't want to debut
Yeah, no,
Eddie
no,
Van
it
Halen.
wasn't like
No.
during the service he just stops everything. No, it wasn't that. But
I also want to take time to say this is a nice little background you got going on, man. I
it's
like the
yeah,
contrast of the looks like teal or maybe seafoam and wood slats. Did you build that yourself?
yeah, they're just 1x6s. They're actually boards for like surfacing a house. They're treated so that they can be
Nice,
watertight, but they were way
nice.
cheaper than getting the decorative ones because these were like, I think these were a 12-foot board for $12, and if you get the
Mhm.
inside ones that are prettier grained and stuff, they were like $20. I was like, these are only there so that I could screw them into the stud and put the hanger where I wanted. It had nothing to do with the aesthetics. If I knew there was a stud all the way through the wall, I wouldn't have put the boards up. That was just so if I need to move a hanger over 2 or 3 inches, it's not one every
Yeah.
16.
You know what's really wild?
Me.
The thing that I immediately thought of was if I had thought of doing that, I would turn all the bases sideways. That way I could cram more bases. You just like
Well,
bing, 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 bing,
well,
bing.
musician, like musician's friend has a sale going right now of buy one of certain accessories, get another one half off. And one of the things they have is I think a 5 or 6 hanger rack that they come out about a foot, and then they have an arm to turn sideways, so you could
Mhm.
feasibly grab one and then offset it by half the distance and then do this same thing I have, but they'd all be sideways so I could fit like
Mhm.
30. But
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. That idea is
yeah,
exactly
I'm
what
good.
I'm getting at.
See, but here's the thing. I have enough stuff out in my garage for woodworking. All I'd have to do is take a 4x4 and I could split it down the center, making a 45-degree wedge, and I could bolt that into every single one of these spots and then have at least a third more bases and they'd all be turned the same angle. But I like it this way. I like where they're
It
face
looks
out.
good. I dare I say I would run another board right under the second one and then stack more in the between.
See, and
That
I could do
aesthetically looks
that.
great. It
I
looks
could.
great. I
And
just want
the
to
only
just give you
yeah,
your flowers. That looks really good.
the only thing on that is that I have stuff like this. Let me arm this, which is my wife's. It's some kind of fancy wooden case thing that you
Mhm.
hold stuff in. I don't know. It's named after some lady. I don't know.
Okay.
They're apparently like a name brand
Okay.
wooden storage case. I don't know. Right now it has my tools sitting on top of it because she left it in here and I needed to leave those somewhere, so that's where they are. But no, I've thought about that. I've thought about just right about here, add in that next one so that there's enough room
For
for
the
the head
bottom, yep.
stops.
That's exactly what I'm
Uh huh.
getting at. And just fit them in there and it looks good. It's a three. Just keep it
Right,
going, man. You got a good thing
right,
going.
right here, right here is that case that I had at base
Good.
house. That's what that is, that black. So that thing's gigantic, but heck, I could lay it sideways and it could be a step so I can reach up to the high ones. That thing's sturdy enough to stand on it, so it'd be fine.
Oh. Uh,
But yeah, no, I'm happy
it
with it.
looks good.
It's worked
Yeah.
out.
Sorry for. I didn't
I
know if
came
anybody
home.
else was supposed to be here. I just figured, you messaged me directly, so I was like,
No.
okay, I ain't really doing nothing. Sure. Um,
Yeah, no, I forgot to put it in the chat, but nobody's been in the chat to say they wanted to come in. So I told my wife, I was like, if I don't have anybody and I can't think of which I can always think of something to talk about, but I was like, if I don't, I'll cut it short, and if I don't, then whatever.
okay. You have a favorite?
People are happy you're
do you have
here.
a favorite key to play in?
Yeah,
What is that key, dude?
the right one.
Okay. I just tried to segue to something
I often
possible.
get told I'm not playing in that key, but I find it there eventually. It's like today we had a song. I don't remember which one. It was one of the songs we played today.
Is that
And
you
the
or me?
last time we had what?
So like something keeps disconnecting.
I'm hoping it's
I
you.
hope it's me as well, because I
That'd
don't
be
know.
bad if it's me, but no, I don't remember which song it was. But we had a song today that we played that I swear the last time we played it, we'd played it in E, and then everyone starts playing, and I'm like, no, it's not E. And then the pianists all yell, "It's in two sharps." Well, I don't know what two sharps are. There you go. They're like, "It's in two sharps." Okay, cool. You can two sharps, and I'll play two flats, and we'll make a natural out of the end of it. And I don't
At
know.
least that's the
Then they
theory.
go, and then they holler out, "That's D." Oh, well, I have it in E. So let me just. Luckily, I had already made a capoed version because a couple of the people who play at my church, they won't. They were like I used to be. They absolutely refuse to play anything with flats or sharps. So I always have to put a capo so that every chord is just an open chord. So I already had that for D. So I was like, cool, here, I'll just play that. And then they wanted to add verses that no one had ever heard, and I keep all I'm the one who writes all the master sheets because I want them,
Mm.
and then all the other people who play guitar or bass were like, "Oh, hey, can I get a copy of that?" So I just throw it all in a Google Drive, and they can look at it if they want. And then when they complain, I go, "As soon as you learn how to fix it, you can fix it. Otherwise, I'll fix it when I want
Yeah,
to." So, but
that's
it
the
works. That's what everyone uses now. Just simple chord master. What's Jesus' favorite note? I'm not sure, Dino. I'm hoping this is a joke because I'll use it if it is. But like, Jesus' favorite note? I don't know. I know Jesus loves the little children, so I'd say B minor.
all the children of the
The
world.
little children
Evidently.
go to heaven. Yes, he does.
What is going on?
Song select is your friend. I don't know what that is, but I would take a friend. So you can tell me what that is. That'd be great. Anyway, as far as what key, it would depend what I'm playing. If you're talking about when I'm at church playing like, acoustic rhythm, the people's chord, G sus. That's good.
Oh,
That's good. I will steal that.
that's pretty good.
I will
I'm not
steal
gonna lie
that.
to you. It's pretty good.
But if I'm at church, the people's chord C, that's a good option. G, of course, because if you get a G C D chord progression, that's easy on the guitar. That's like everything you learn when you first play, and then it's all you ever need to know.
Pretty. Yeah.
I'm trying to like today we played the song "Trading My Sorrows" and our pianist was complaining because it's the same
Pianist.
for dun 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 dun. That's it. It's that the entire song except for the end of the chorus. And she's like, "This song is so boring to play." It's like Jesus doesn't appreciate you being bored while playing songs, so be excited. And then we had I can't remember the name of the song. I think it's "Humble Thyself" or "Humble Thyself in the Sight of the Lord," but it's literally E to A, E to A, E to, the whole song. It's awful. It's just awful.
Well, I mean,
It's a good song, but it's not fun to play.
yeah. That's why
But
I'm kind
no,
of busy
like
whenever
I
I
don't care
play.
what key it is.
So
Do
I'm
what?
kind of busy whenever I play. Whenever it's a song that's like
Huh.
three notes in succession, I just kind of get busy going to the transitions.
See, the church I play at, we the I guess you could say the music director is the drummer. He's the one in charge of the praise team. He puts the songs to he picks the song list, all of
Mm-hmm.
that, and he's very critical of like everybody on everything. So like I could easily say that since I said it earlier, I think I've been playing at the church maybe 15 years now. So he was definitely one of the integral parts as to what I wouldn't call an inferiority complex, but definitely the diminishing of what abilities others may say I have, because he's 100% of nah, no, none of us are good. None of us are that good. If we were good, we'd be touring right now making money. We're not. So we're not that good. None of us are a professional musician, but we do well enough. It's like, he said I did well enough. That's a compliment. Yay. So, but he's that way about himself too. He'll be like, I can go on YouTube right now and find an 8-year-old who could play me under the table, and I've been playing for 40
Mm-hmm.
years. It's like, yeah, have you never gone to a guitar center? You walk in and you have either one person who's worse than you that makes you feel good, and then there's 15 people who are playing Eruption by Eddie Van Halen, and one of them's doing it on a kazoo, and I don't know how they managed it, but I can never do that. So, but it's funny because he he'll look at you and he'll be like, "You did all right today," and you're like, "Whoa, that might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me."
I
It's
don't ever
great.
need to meet this
It's
person
great.
because
Yeah, no, that's the thing that you said about being busy. Like he will call it, again. He whenever we were practicing when I first got up there and I was playing like an eighth note. Every eighth note was a strum on the guitar, and he's like, "No, no, no. You need to play it when the song needs it, not just how fast you can play." And he's the same way. Like on the times I've played bass, like all if it's
what?
two
Why are you
bars
going to
of
this
if
church?
it's two
It
bars
sounds as though it's
if it's
oppressive.
2 bars of G, huh?
This church sounds oppressive. Why are you going to this church?
I love the church. I've been going there for years. It's great. It's just him. He's very much of, we are not up here, like the thought process behind him is, we are not on stage to be entertaining or a spectacle. We are here to lead the praise of the church. It's not about us as the musicians. That's his biggest thing. Like it's not the, okay, look at Travis playing this instrument right now.
Okay.
Okay, look at
I
this person.
agree. That's
So he
very true.
doesn't
But at the
want
same
us.
time, if it becomes something that it's laborsome and I got to think, I can't have fun. Like, okay, let me take a step back. So I was gonna say I'm born and raised in church, but I wasn't born in church. I have been raised in a particular style of church service, right? Let's just call it
Okay.
black church. For my particular
Okay.
black church, which is basically Pentecostal, for those that aren't part of the culture, um, it's applauded that you kind of lose yourself in the music, right? Like that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
why I became a multi instrumentalist because I would play something and then somebody else would want to play that thing and I would teach them how to play that thing and then I would move to something else. Started on drums, love the drums. My cousin wanted to learn how to play, so I taught him how to play. As a kid, I taught my 6 month younger cousin how to play as best I could. He ended up playing. Well, from there, his little brother, 7 years apart, he started watching. He wanted to play. So I moved playing the from playing the drums to playing the bass. and then I'm teaching the cousin how to play the first cousin how to play the drums. Well, he gets it down. We swapping back and forth. I'm playing. I'm starting to play the bass now, so I'm just on the bass now. His little brother comes up. He wants to play, so I start teaching the little brother, how to play. All right, cool. Well, the first one I taught how to play, he then transitions because he has a little brother that wants to play drums. He transitions to the keyboard. Well, I get bored of playing the bass, so they recruit somebody that plays lead. Well, that sounds fun. I didn't know that I can't play lead because of these things, but I dabbled in the lead guitar. Then cousin kind of went into the bass world, didn't like it, went back to keyboard or organ or whatever. And then it just kind of, whatever piece is missing, we just kind of built it out. Because, like, my mom was initially the keyboard player, she took sick, and then the first cousin ended up taking that spot because it was needed, right? So I'm on bass,
Sure.
he's on keyboard, little cousin is on the drums. Little cousin,
And who's on first?
yeah, little cousin, he wants to transition to leading praise and worship, so he goes from the drums to actually singing. So now we got singing, keyboard, bass. Bring in homeboy, teach homeboy how to play drums now. So we are all pushing into him, and then we form the band that at any given time we form up like Voltron. We did it today. Like, I hadn't talked to him. We didn't discuss the songs. I showed up. Everybody looked at each other and said, "Oh," in a church way. Because this is at church. It's on. It was a good time. But that's kind of how I became that. It wasn't on purpose. It was a need, and then I just filled the need.
Sure.
Um, but I feel as though your particular situation is, it would make me sad, or I would be a problem to this dude.
See, and the thing is though, the thing with him again is if you're not a musician, don't act like it. Like don't be the person who just learned like how to play three different chords and then say, "Hey, I want to play on the praise team." And then come up there and be, hot stuff and then not know what you're doing and making it a detriment because as critical as he's a super nice guy and he has it's really hard for him to look at someone and go, "You're awful." He won't do it. Like he's had, and we've had some. I mean, we've had people who have come up there and wanted to try out and couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, but they wanted to be a singer, and he's let them try a couple of weeks. Be like, "Hey, uh, we're gonna try again next week," and then next week comes, and eventually it's like he has to say something because it's like you're making the entire service bad. Like you're singing not even a half step off. You're singing like I don't know what key you're singing. I think it's the key of L because it sounds like L to me. But um, like it's funny. Like Dino saying this guy's supposed to be a leader, and he says that. The thing is about him, he's not being mean. His it's 100%. He's telling you what he thinks, and it's not the church's slogan is it's all about Jesus. So it's like
Okay.
if it was up to the drummer, we wouldn't be on stage. Like there'd be a wall between us and the congregation, and there would just be a big screen for them to sing from, and we'd be behind that screen because we don't need to be seen. We're not any of the reason anyone's there, and that's where his mentality comes from. Of if you do a good job, he'll say, "Hey, you did well today," and from him that means a lot. Like I heard third hand from my mother before she had died. She was working with at her office. She was working with a lady who goes to our church. Who I guess he had told that lady one day of, "Hey, don't worry about this. Travis will take care of it, and we can count on him. He'll actually do what he's supposed to do." And that's the nicest thing I've ever heard this guy say about me ever. And it's not that he's mean. He's just he worked for years running like government projects for telecommunications and stuff, he's dealt with so much BS through his life that he just doesn't have any left to deal with. And he's a great guy. But on your thing, here's the thing. We had a guy who came to visit. He was the husband of a lady who she and her family had grown up in our church. She'd moved away, came back to visit, and the husband came, of course, and he's talking to us like during Sunday school after we've practiced, and he says something about playing. He's like, "Is that a Fender jazz bass you've got up on the stage?" And the guy who plays bass is like, "Yeah, do you play?" He goes, "Yeah, I play in a jazz band, and I play a couple of, like, I play upright, but I also play electric. I play in like 2 or 3 different bands." And they're like, "Come on up." He didn't try out, he didn't do nothing, but he told them he played in bands, so they're like, "Go ahead and play. Why not?" He sits up there and he's playing. He's not looking at the master sheet. He's listening to what everyone. He's doing like what you would do, except he was white. So I don't know if he went to black church or not, but he's doing like what you said. He just shows up and has a good time. But he was playing, and the music director does not say anything to him. The drummer says nothing because what he's playing is good. So he doesn't care. If what he's doing is good, he's fine. Oh, I flat out told him one day after I'd talked to you and said I was trying to figure out a way to get you to Southern Illinois, but there's nothing here to get you here. And I'd said, one of these days, I'm going to bring my buddy Bully, and he's going to come to church. I said, and he loves the movie The Blues Brothers. I said, you remember when they go to church and people are doing flips and stuff? He goes, black guy? I go, yeah. He goes, he can come play. That's it. So you're already allowed to be a problem because you're going to be a good problem. That's what's going to happen. But that's the
Why
thing.
do you go to the Blues Brothers? James Brown. If y'all don't know the reference, James Brown is the pastor of this church.
You tell me.
Pandemonium.
You tell me that wouldn't be what you would do to
I
this
wouldn't.
church.
I would not.
I wouldn't.
I at least got to get a lay of the land before I cut loose. Like I have to get a feel of what everybody else is doing. I match.
Bless you. Carolina Big says you got that black folk seasoning.
Oh, shit. where?
I'm just saying.
Hold up. I don't see the chat. What's happening?
Oh, I don't know why you can't see it. It's if you
it goes.
I don't know if your
I'm
screen
assuming
looks
that
like
it
mine.
goes from top and then it builds down. It actually goes from down and it builds up.
Bottom up. Yeah, it's like text.
Okay,
messages.
I didn't know that, so I didn't see anything.
But no, like when I told him about you, I was like, oh, if he ever shows up here, he's gonna play, and he's gonna play a lot, but it'll be good. He goes, okay, if he's good, because he doesn't care if you're good, but if you're not good, no. And like I said, it's the funniest thing because he's very gruff and very matter of fact, but he hates to not be nice. Like when we've had people who have played, like we had a guy who sang for a long time. He sounded like Kermit the Frog trying to sing, and he was not singing "It Ain't Easy Being Green."
What? Okay,
It was.
When you say this, are you like it's Kermit E. Frog here? Is that what you're doing?
I'm not saying that he sounded like Kermit when he spoke. I'm saying that when he sang, he sounded like a frog. That's what I'm saying. It was like he had that very tightness to his throat while singing. And some songs, it was fine. Other songs, it was not. When you call for a full diaphragm tone and you're just getting someone's upper throat, that's not the tone that song
what
needs.
you're talking about. That's so funny.
It's just,
That is so funny.
and the thing is, the drummer knew this guy had his place in some of our songs. So what he would do is he would look at the song list and he'd be like, "Oh God, Alan's gonna sing this week. Okay, what songs can Alan sing? These songs. This is the song," and then that's what he would do. So it's just so funny because like so many people are like, "Oh, he's a nice guy." It's like, yeah, he really is. And then other people who know him are like, Yeah, he's still a nice guy, but he doesn't talk like
That's
one.
really it's
he
really
he
messed up.
tells you the
Whenever you got to
truth
be
is the
like,
problem.
but you're nice though. I don't want to say you suck, but you kind of aren't
Yeah,
good.
like he has here's the thing. He has no problem telling someone who's mediocre that they're mediocre, but he will not tell someone you sound awful. Now he has told me that because like
You be playing
it's
wrong
me
notes
and he
though.
knows that I'll. Oh, I don't mean that. I'm talking about like we have multiple like I used to go up and do specials singing at church. Like I would get asked by people, "Hey, when are you going to sing
Uh-huh.
next?" And at one point I said something to him about being one of the singers and he goes, "No." And I was like, "Oh, cuz we've got too many." He's like, "No, that's not why." And then just walks off. He's not going to tell me that I'm bad. And the thing is, multiple people like my singing. So it's I know I'm not awful. I'm just
Not great.
I'm not good. But like I like our pianist, she's been playing for I don't know 50, 60 years and she's done things like, "Hey, I found this song that I really want to play, but I need a singer. Can you sing it with me while I play?" Be like, "Sure, yeah." Like she'll ask me. And her daughter's a fantastic singer, but her daughter doesn't go to our church anymore. So, cuz they moved
Mm.
away. So, like trust me, she would ask her daughter way before she'd ask me cuz her daughter's good. But whatever. But anyway, what's this? I guarantee one Sunday that foot stomp OB you would be hooked.
Oh, I guess he's talking about you
Uh,
dropping in black church. So if you don't understand the reference,
oh, I
here's the thing.
mean,
Usually black churches are edifices that were built at least 30 to 40 years ago. With that being said, they all have crawl spaces underneath them. So it's not like the foundation of the church is met to the actual ground. It's raised up.
it's not a concrete
Yeah,
slab.
it's
Yeah.
raised up off of a possible foundation, maybe. Whenever church gets jumping, usually it's a wood floor, maybe some carpet up the middle where you go to the altar, maybe. But it's a wood floor. There are wooden pews, some cushions, probably not the good ones. They've been sat in a whole bunch of times, right? So whenever church goes up and everybody's like praising and stuff like that, usually it's all a cadence. It's that type of deal. So that's
Sure.
what he's referencing. I guarantee one
Hmm.
Sunday with that foot stomp, you be hooked because it's infectious. It's hard to not move. Even if you don't have rhythm, your body's gonna do something. Like it's a
So I can be Steve Martin from The Jerk.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Like your
doing
your body
something.
is gonna react to what's happening because it's not
Oh, I
Catholic.
I kept saying I kept joking with my wife whenever we were going to do Base House. I was like, Bully needs to take us all to Black Church on Sunday morning. That
I
would be
don't even
fun.
know
We'll
where
just
Black
we'll just
Church
all
is
go.
in California. I can't even.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'll say it like this
So I'll,
though.
I'll start looking. I'll start looking
Nashville.
for one for next Base House.
Nashville. I'll guarantee you I can
There
find
we go.
somebody there. Blow
There we go.
it and put some dang seasoning on y'all.
Hopefully it's not spicier than that salt we got in here. That stuff's spicy, I tell you.
Well, you about to get blown out.
That black pepper
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh.
Ooh, I hope they don't put too much of that in there.
Ugh.
That onion. My wife puts like three. Well, I can't say that because my wife seasons stuff all the time. Yeah, see,
That
there we
doesn't
go.
work.
That's yeah. She's the one with. That's her in the chat saying that's
Oh.
me. She's the one who puts seasoning in
She,
food.
so
She gives me
she's
crap about it.
in the chat. Okay. Well, uh
Yeah,
the burgers I made.
she
Did you
seasons.
ate the burgers, right? Were they
Hmm?
overly seasoned? No.
I eat her cooking. She seasons the
Okay,
crap out of
cool. So I
everything.
was sitting there and I
I don't.
was let me say this.
You were
Hey,
worried about
everybody,
injuring the palates of the Caucasian
hey, listen,
individuals
at
who are
some
there.
point you
I don't
got
want
to
to say no.
I don't. You may have to make some life decisions. We had a British person there. You are a poltergeist. We had Sono Jono there. I could kind of trust him. He's Hispanic. And then we had Floof there.
I
For
like how
all
you say
intents and
trust
purposes,
him. Like there was a
is
question on whether
I
anyone was
mean,
dangerous. I could
okay,
trust him.
now okay, so let's say it like this. If anything popped off, y'all would look at me like, hey, calm this shit down. So we got Floof was there, but Floof is he's cotton candy. He's not gonna do that. So the whole situation was great.
Floof's digestive system tries to kill him from looking at food, let alone what he eats. So,
Yeah,
like, he wasn't going to be able to take a risk on any food.
cotton candy is exactly what I'm saying. If there's any moisture, he's shrinking.
Have you
So
seen the video of a raccoon that was given cotton candy? It's one of the cutest videos ever. These people give a raccoon a piece of cotton candy, and raccoons like to wash their food. So it takes it and puts it in the water, and you see it go, starts trying to figure out where it went because it just disappears. It's great. Look it up. It's an amazing video.
noted. So we did. I did sliders at the base house. I seasoned it as though I was going to eat it. I didn't go over the top and do any type of spices. I mean, I did onions in one batch, but that's just because I like smash burgers. But I was very interested to see how everybody would vibe. But I didn't know that Johnny was a vegetarian. So that was a new little situation. Makes sense. He's fit in shape. I am not. I eat the beefs. So
Like Dot was very sad because she wanted to go, and then when I've told her that Johnny was vegetarian, she was even more sad because she was like, I could have cooked food that I would like, and someone
so
else would have eaten it.
so let me tell you directly,
And he
Miss
won't make it to Nashville,
Miss
so
Dorothy. Let me tell you directly. I was joking when I said you couldn't go. It was
I
strictly a
told her
joke.
it was both of us
You
who.
could
I mean,
like
that's on me.
you could have came. I wouldn't have cared. Whatever. Um
Also, the boy, the 4-year old, keeps telling me how excited he is for. He keeps thinking it's for my birthday because it was my birthday while I was there. He's excited for my next birthday base house because he's going to meet Bully.
oh,
He doesn't care about it being my birthday. He doesn't care about
this
base.
is the opportunity.
Like your video that you just put up, I had it up on the TV in our living
Hmm?
room. He comes running in there to tell me something. He goes, Dad. Oh, it's Bully. And then he
What
sat down.
video did I drop? I don't know what video I dropped.
The most recent one. I don't know.
I set them up and
Whatever.
forget them. I don't. Oh, the close one. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah. He just comes running in there to tell me something. He looks at the TV. Oh, it's Bully. And then he went away. He was excited you were there. So he's very excited to me. I keep going, why do you want to meet Bully so much? Because he's Bully.
It's a good reason.
Like, why are you asking me this
It's a
question?
stupid question, sir. Man, let me go ahead and set this next one. Let me go ahead and set this one up and get it going.
Salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion
As a
powder is another
minimum.
good option. You could throw other stuff in there. Did I tell? No, I haven't told anyone about your breakdown. Why would I tell anyone about the fact that you had a 7-day panic attack? The whole time I was gone, Dot was freaking out because I was gone, but she wouldn't tell me so that it wouldn't ruin my trip.
She likes you.
So, yeah, I don't know why. She's got bad taste. But you've met me, you know. But
Yeah,
no,
we
Nashville.
collectively don't understand why.
But yet you still like
I
me
mean,
too.
you all right,
So
man.
don't know what it's like. I go into the spices. I am the like casein that's inside of peppers. It's not good for you. It only hurts for you to experience it, but some reason you still come back and want more.
Yeah, it's
And you test how much of it you can handle at one time.
so 3 days is the current record for me.
Well, we'll we'll see how it goes with Nashville.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can get. Are you're in? I think, right?
Soft end. I don't know if Erica is planning something
Okay.
because my birthday is in August, so I don't know if she's planning on
Well,
doing
and that's the thing. Like, I don't have a definitive date set. That's another thing. I just want to know who's interested, and then we'll hash that all out in the chat.
hold up,
But
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold
um,
up. If I send you a link to my service, will you watch it and tell me what you think? Oh, yes, I would. Next one, he said the video of you guys watching the video of Anderton's.
oh, I haven't watched that one
Oh
yet, but I lived it, and I'm sure there's plenty of censors.
no,
So, oh,
I
was
said
I quiet?
whatever, man. Let it fly. I told my mom not to watch that one.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
I was about to say I saw in the other one people gave some comments about the guy off screen who kept making noises, but it's fine. I keep the channel as family friendly as
No,
possible,
you
but
don't. That's a
yeah,
lie. That's a blatant lie.
this channel, not your
Oh, you
channel,
don't care about
my
me,
channel.
but you care about you. Oh, I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's my
I mean,
channel. I don't. I can't be monetized right now, so I guess I can say bad
yeah,
words
you
whenever I
you
want.
should be
But
taking this opportunity to be filthy. Is what you should be
like
doing.
floof,
Yeah.
like every time this is bullshit. It's like, oh well, you're not monetized, so you don't have to worry about that.
I mean,
But
mm,
I mean, I think it's Glenn Fricker from Spectre Sound Studios. His channel, he put out a video. He's like, so apparently you can't say fuck within the first like 30 seconds of a video, but after that, they don't seem to fucking care. So like anytime he does it in the first minute or two, he censors it, but then he stops partway through the video because it doesn't matter anymore. I guess the algorithm just checks like the first bit to see is it profane. So I was like, oh, well, whatever. Did you hear the earlier part where I was talking about the channel update? I have videos currently
September.
uploaded through
Yeah,
September.
that's crazy.
I did 6 today.
You did 6.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I did 1 unboxing and 5 reviews.
Oh.
Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Uh huh. Uh huh. Fodera.
it's
My joke.
it's
Fodera.
it's it's good.
Still need some Diodario ETB 92-5 tape.
Hey man, I mean, okay, but also the BS crap they got on here right now, it feels and sounds great. I like it so much. I haven't even taken it off the stand but twice, and this is one of those times. Like I was like, I Friday. I was doing my
I saw it
work.
in the background, like I sent you. I noticed it was just sitting back there. I was like, he did that on purpose. He's just hoping people go in the comments and go, "What's is that? The F10?"
Nobody did it. I don't think. I gotta go check again.
They don't. They didn't know to look for it.
No, that's the Easter
I
egg.
was looking
That's
for
the
it.
Easter.
I was looking for it in the background the whole time, going,
Where is it? I
"Where
know
is
it's
it?
somewhere.
Where is
Here
it?"
with
Like and here's the funniest thing: had I not gone to Nam, I would have been telling you, Bully, you're sending that to me for a little bit, and then I'll send it back if you want to keep it. But I want to play it. After Nam, I don't care.
you sure?
How they did their
Are you
booth.
sure?
Yeah. After that way that booth was,
Man, are you
no.
sure? I feel like you're
Yeah.
making a
You
mistake.
can't.
I feel like you're making a
If you want to send it to me and I'll send it back, I don't care. But like I doubt I'll want to keep it.
mistake. That's such a travesty. Oh,
My name's in that too. Yay.
shut up.
Like everything about it tells me that it'd be fun and that I'd like it. But like on that same note, I look at it and I go, it looks cool. It's a single cut. I love a single cut. It looks fun. But on that same note, every time I think about like when you told me when I knew it got there, I was like both sides of the two halves of the brain are like one of them's going, I want that to come to me so I can play it. But then the other half of me is going, I just remember the Sire booth, and they made a multi-scale headless, and I touched it, I took it off the wall, and I put it back, and I didn't even play it because it was stupidly set up. If I'd had a freaking Allen key set, I would have sat down and started setting up their damn bass.
So dig this. This particular
I'm not full. Bully said that I need to add a board right here so I can put a third layer of bass.
Just for
so
aesthetic,
Bully already figured
just
it out.
aesthetic purposes, but also
it'll look better.
Don't get in trouble because of something I said. I care about your home life. It's maybe a quarter turn off, maybe a quarter turn, and it would be flat, perfect, like I would want to play it. I didn't even dabble in it yet because should that be the next video? Should me initially playing it be the next video I drop tomorrow?
I mean, Carolina wants you to plug it in and play it right now, but what I think you should have done is what I'd said. I mean, I know you had the whole situation come up, but I think you should have done a live stream unbox, and then I think that you should have. I think the next bass hang, you should just start it and you should just be holding it, and be like, "You want to hear this?" And then just plug it in and start playing it. Let everyone hear what it can do.
This?
And then you can do a full review video later on. Yeah. But you do what you want to do. I don't
That's always what I do. But I have the video of my initial reaction to it. I really don't care as long as I'm trying to send it because he wants it.
That's the answer I always get. I'm allowed to buy whatever I want because I'm the one that does all the books. I'm the one that figures out our budget. If I can make stuff fit in our budget, I'm allowed to buy whatever I want. And then she'll upset herself and not buy a new set of clothes because it's going to cost too much money, and I have to keep getting on to her about it because she should buy things.
My wife does the same thing, and it's kind of annoying, and I somewhat feel bad, but not really. I haven't uploaded it to YouTube yet.
No, you haven't, because if I'd seen it, I would have already watched it. So what you do is you want the master plan here. Sure. If you're going to do the bass hang on Wednesday, say you're going to do the hang at 7, upload that video at 6.
No, because then people ain't gonna watch it.
The video's gonna go up. If they have the notifications set up, they'll see that you've got they've got a notification that Bully just uploaded a video on 6 o'clock on a Wednesday. They're going to watch that video and just put a tag at the end of the video of whatever. Wait till the next bass hang if you want to see what it can do. You're going to get people to see that video. They're going to tune into or just make a community post of right after the video. Upload the video, let it go live, schedule it for 6 o'clock, and then at 6:30, put a community post that says, if you want to hear what that F10 sounds like, tune in tonight. And then at 7 o'clock, you'll try to go on. At about 7:10, you'll be able to get in after all the tech problems cease themselves. And then you'll have that time that anticipation will build.
I mean, yeah,
I'll be on there, I'm sure.
Let's do that.
And giving you a hard time.
Let's do that.
See? There you go.
Let's do that. Why not?
This head does something. It won't grow hair, but it has good ideas.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad.
God made many beautiful people, and on the rest of them, he put hair.
Here we go.
Yep.
No,
like Carolina saying nobody would know if you played it now. They wouldn't know. Nobody knows about my channel. I only have 121 subscribers. So.
Wonderful. Let's get that going then.
I'll give you. I'm gonna be the gatekeeper on this. I'm gonna give him 5 minutes because I'm already 33 over the amount that I was gonna be on here.
I apologize.
It's fine. I'm gonna give him until 5 minutes from now. So here you go, Caroline. If he has any tech problems, it's just gonna diminish the amount that you get to hear.
You're an evil person, but I like it.
Also, before I play, look what I have.
What's that? That's an orange? Okay. Is that a Crush 50?
Yeah. I got a big amp. Quote, quote.
You hear? Is it loud or no?
It could be louder.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not gonna mess with any preamp.
My wife says you have more time to play because our supper isn't done yet. So I guess you have until she throws in the chat that it's time to leave. Well, if you're gonna play it, put it in passive first, unless it's in passive.
Passive.
There we go. Now play Schism.
Okay, so we have up is parallel. All the way down is series, and this is passive mode, by the way.
I like that.
Then single.
I like that.
Single coil is the middle position. So essentially a jazz bass, which it is.
So it's what, the front of the neck and then the back.
Let's
of the
find
bridge?
out, shall we? So the outside.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to play it, but I also don't want to either of us. I don't want either of us to have to spend the money to ship it, you to me, and then me back to you. So, you hang on to it. Hang on to it. You bring it to Nashville.
Oh, Chico.
I think you said cheat code, and then your camera froze for me.
Cheat code. Yes. That okay. Sounds as though it would be feasible if I am to go, which I really want to go because I would love to do the bass house thing. That would be fun for us to just like mob guitar centers and like
just find all of them within about and here's the thing.
Go there.
I'm gonna drive, so I'll have room to drive people around like what Sono did for us. I don't know if you're gonna drive because I don't know how far Nashville is for you. It's 5 hours for me.
I think it's like 8 for me. I don't know though. Let's see.
But and then Lob should be in. I know Sono won't. AMP won't. Chris said he's in, so I'll get to finally see you and Chris going at each other. That'll be fun. I'm thinking I'm just gonna find a food that both of you like and get one of them and throw it between the two of you and have you fist fight for it. That'll be fun.
That junk is 12 hours away from me, so I will be flying.
Okay. Well, I will drive, so there's that. I may or may not have a 4-year-old in tow so he can meet Bully. But I'll have to bring something. It depends what all I have by then. Because I do have a second Lignum being built. Well, being designed. But that one is going to... I decided to go all out. It's going to be a 37 inch. So I'm not going to buy a dingwall. I'm just going to build something that's better. That's the plan.
It feels it's so nice, man.
Like, and then the thing is about it, like I do want to play it, and if I really like it, I might order one for me. But I really want to try a non piece of crap M6. I want to try one, the multi scale headless. Like that's the sire now that I want to try. But I don't know if you've seen what the prices are on those. They're like 800-900.
What? On what?
The M6, the multi scale headless.
It's 800.
800-900, depending on which
Really?
the
And this is
black,
like 8. Oh, it could be because of the top, like the wood.
That one's
sourcing.
I think like 14. Those are like 15, 16.
Yeah, but I think it's because of the wood sourcing. Yeah. But like,
it could be.
I'm taking this to. I'm playing this on the gig this coming Thursday. Hope you're okay with it, even if you're not.
I don't care. Like I told you, you keep, if you want to keep it, you keep that one. If you decide you don't like it for some reason, then you send it to me, and if I don't like it, I'll return it. But you hang on to it, and we'll work that out. But you bring that to Nashville, and then I'll bring at least 2, and then we'll see if anyone else brings stuff too.
It just feels good, man.
And that's the thing. Like, of course, they had one of those, but it was the fretless at the Sire booth. So that wasn't even a thing to try because it's fretless, completely different.
Oh.
And then I wanted to try the M6, but
Dorothy says she doesn't like the look of it. Interesting.
Of what, the F10?
Well, that's the thing.
I don't know if she means the F10. She might mean the F10, but she might mean the M6 because I've shown her the pictures of.
Well, this would be more. Like this is a. You got to want this. Like you got to
the burl.
like, or even the shape. You got to like desire it to be like that's fly. I want to play a Federa, or did until I played this. In which case. Federa, and I did it off camera because I don't want. It's.
I mean, and you know that's what they went for. That is the most. I'm pretty sure that is the most expensive sire, and they did it because they're going after that boutique market of hey, you could pay $12,000. You could pay the same price as what we have with an extra 0 on the end of it, or you could get this from us. The only difference is you're not picking out the woods, you're not getting the inlay customized or any of that, but you're also paying 1/10 the price.
I like that one. Oh snap! Went out of focus.
You played so hard that you went out of focus.
Could be that. F10. I don't like the shape. Wood is pretty. Okay, I get that.
She doesn't like single cuts.
I dig it. What's that weight? I'll probably give it around 9.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
for a single cut. 30,
it's not bad.
It's a what? It's a 35, right?
I don't know.
I think those are a 35 inch scale.
So I'll tell you like this.
You got a lot of bass right there because that was starting to distort.
Yeah. I'm gonna dial back the mids. The mid I got it mid dominant because I was doing chords. Um let's go back past it. So I'll say it like this. This has the makings of being in my top 5 basses that I have in my arsenal right now. Like I'm always gonna throw Goldie up there. I'm always gonna throw Mabel up there, right?
Big Al.
Yes. And then I have the close in my possession, but I gotta send it back tomorrow. So
Hamill.
no, I would even throw it there. Hamill's like 6 or 7. So we have Mabel, Goldie, Big Al. I have this one, and then I have my Fender P. That's a go-to. If I gotta play any type of gig and I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about, it's gonna be that. Rounding out the list later, it would be the Sire M2 that I have that Lob built. That'd probably be like 6.
The one with like 800 knobs.
No, it's the same amount of knobs. It just doesn't utilize the active passive switch anymore. So it does have like a push-pull function that splits and
ruined.
And then behind that, I have the Harley Benton that I built with the EMG.
Yeah,
that one's a nice one.
If that had passive, that would be of all the basses you have the one I'd want most.
Really? That's interesting.
That and then like that one would be number 1. Number 2 would be Big Al, and number 3 would be Hamill.
Oh.
Those are the 3 of all the ones you have that I would want. But
Hamill is solid.
The Harley Benton doesn't have passive, so it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if Weird Al. I don't know. I was about to say
Weird Al.
I don't know if
You
Big
could
Al
do that too. You got Weird Al.
Put some crazy hair on it. It'll be fun.
I was thinking about putting
it's already white.
Putting a ridiculous. That's funny. I was thinking about putting a ridiculous pick guard on it. Like
what you do is rather than a pick guard, find a way to make it like get a pick guard that looks like the baffles of an accordion. Then it's Weird Al, 100%.
What do you want?
Anyway, so Big Al is that active passive,
and it's 3. It's push pull push button for what pickups you're using. So it's 3 pickups, and then you can push them on for whatever voicing you want. And then if you push all of them, it's all 3 with parallel. If you push all of them up, it's all 3 series. And then there's an active passive thing, and then it has its own dedicated tone knob that only works. So then it's just volume, tone, and blend.
So that's almost, and that's weird because I didn't know that, but that's basically how my next Lignum is supposed to be. It's supposed to be 3 pickups that have selector. It's supposed to be 3 knobs that are just an on-off rotary knob, which I don't know if he'll do single series parallel for them or not, but it's supposed to be 3 knobs for is the pickup active or not, and then a master volume, master tone. Because of course it won't have active. I won't do that. But so no, since the Harley Benton doesn't have passive, that means Big Al's my favorite one out of what you have, and then next would be the Joker. But then I got my own now, so
yeah, I seen that. Looks good.
And also the reason I hated this model because of the stupid jack. I think the one I had was mismanufactured, because this one here, the jack is like a ½ inch farther out. It's not recessed near as far as the other one was. So I don't know if the one that I had was a mess up and it was like recessed too far, or if this one's the mess up and it's not recessed far enough. But my regular wireless systems plug right in. So it's nice. That review, I think, is like August. So ruined that for some people 6 months from now. But anyway, if you want to go on live, you can go on live and show people more stuff. I was informed that my time is up.
I can dig it. Gotta go eat. Do your thing. And I got to go mess around with this one, and I don't feel bad because it's not on my channel.
There you go.
So thank you for asking me to be on. Appreciate it. Wednesday, I will be making a attempt to go live, and I'll probably do the whole thing that you do, with the exception of I'll probably drop it at 5 rather than 6. It's because I don't feel like people will just watch and then watch again. So I'll probably drop it at 5.
As long as you put your community post letting people know that that should be on there halfway between is the thing.
So 5, 6, 7, boom. Yeah. See if I remember that.
Let me know. I'll be on there. Distract you.
Dig it. Dig it. I appreciate you sending this to me because I was skeptical because the last bass you sent to me, I was like, it was cool, but I knew this was going to be great. And it did not disappoint me at all. You just watched me play it. I'm happy. So
yeah, and then I'll see it at Nashville, and then if I like it, I'll just take it home with me and deprive you of it until we can get it. Not really. I just order myself.
So I could just set it up how I want to, and then you can play and be like, "Oh, that's how you like to play basses." Okay, all right.
I set mine up where the neck is flat, and then I have as low of action as possible.
Humanly possible. Yes, I don't want to have to press hard.
We set ours up the same.
Should be good. We're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, man, thank you for having me. Thank y'all for everybody that's watching. I don't see how many people are actually here, but thank you for having me on. And do your whatever outro. I don't know what you do on yours.
So you did yours. So as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day.